On February 1st, 1974, an apparently ordinary Friday in downtown, São Paulo turned into one of the greatest urban disasters in Brazilian history. The building was called the Joelma building, 25 floors, hundreds of workers, a normal office routine. Until 8:50 a.m., the fire started on the 12th floor, most likely caused by a short circuit in an air conditioning unit. Within minutes, the flames spread to the upper floors. The building did not have an adequate fire protection system. There were no automatic sprinklers. The internal stairwells quickly filled with toxic smoke. Panic was immediate. People were trapped. Some tried to go down the stairs. Others ran to the rooftop hoping for helicopter rescue. But the smoke was too intense. Images from that day show people at the windows trying to breathe. Some jumped. The fire department faced extreme difficulties. Their ladders could not reach the highest floors. The fire lasted approximately 4 hours. The official death toll, 191 dead and more than 300 injured. But what would make Joelma even more infamous would come afterward. Among the victims, one of the most haunting episodes involved an elevator. 13 people became trapped inside it while the fire spread through the building. They were found dead, embracing each other, trying to protect themselves from the smoke. The case became known as the 13 in the elevator. Many began to refer to them as the 13 souls, and some say they were never fully identified, as if something had remained there. A night security guard reported that when he entered the elevator alone at 2 a.m., he heard something strange. Breathing, not just one, several. Slow, heavy, synchronized. He pressed the ground floor button, but the elevator went up. 12th floor. The doors opened. The hallway was empty, but the air was hot and difficult to pull into his lungs. He ran when he heard a collective whisper, "Don't open." Employees claim that sometimes the panel shows the number 13 flashing. Officially, the building has no 13th floor registered. A secretary swore the elevator once stopped at a non-existent floor. The doors opened. She saw a burned interior, darkened walls, and 13 silhouettes standing still. When she blinked, she was back on the renovated 12th floor, but the smell of smoke lingered on her clothes for days. During maintenance work in the 1980s, a technician found metallic scratches on the inside of the old elevator door, deep marks, as if fingernails had scraped against the steel. That same night, he dreamed of people pounding from the inside. He woke up unable to breathe, feeling his bedroom unbearably hot. The next day, he requested a transfer. He never returned to the building. There are reports of people who, when entering the elevator alone, feel their chest tighten, their throat closing, as if the oxygen were running out. A lawyer had to be assisted after fainting on the 12th floor. She later said that before collapsing, she heard someone whisper, "Stay with us." Reports say that on certain nights, exactly at 3:13 a.m., the elevator descends on its own to the basement. No command. No one inside. When the doors open, sensors register temperature fluctuations, the air becomes warmer, and a faint smell of smoke spreads through the lobby. Security cameras have captured something unusual. For a brief second, shadows seem to gather inside the empty elevator. 13 shapes, very close together, just as they were in 1974. The Joelma fire led to significant changes in fire safety regulations in Brazil. New requirements were established for commercial buildings, proper emergency exits, alarm systems, firefighting equipment. The disaster became a milestone in Brazilian legislation. The building still stands. Today it functions normally, but for many residents of São Paulo, Joelma never stopped carrying a heavy aura. Some believe tragedies leave invisible marks. Others say it is simply collective memory transformed into urban legend. The fact is, the Joelma fire was real, the deaths were real, the pain was real. And perhaps that is what keeps the stories alive. Or perhaps some doors were never completely closed. After the tragedy of the Joelma building, some of the victims, including the ones known as the 13 souls of the elevator, were buried at the Vila Alpina cemetery. Over time, the site began receiving visitors who believed that those souls, having died in such a tragic way, intercede for those who are suffering. Some go there to pray, some go to give thanks, and some go to make requests. But there is one story few people like to talk about. On a Friday, exactly, February 1st, a woman decided to visit the cemetery at night. She had heard that if she lit 13 white candles and made a sincere wish, the 13 souls might help. It was nearly midnight. The cemetery was unnaturally silent. She found the collective grave, where many believed the remains of the elevator victims were buried. She lit the candles. One by one, as she prayed, the wind began to blow, yet strangely, none of the flames went out. When she finished her request, something unusual happened. The candles began to flicker at the same time. All of them. As if someone had passed a hand over the flames. The air grew heavy, hard to breathe. She said her chest tightened, exactly as if she were in a confined space, as if she were inside an elevator. Then she heard it. A low sound, metallic. Like sliding doors closing, she swore she heard a voice whisper very close to her ear. "It's hot." All 13 candles went out at the same time. Not one by one. All at once, the cemetery was plunged into complete darkness. She ran. The next day she returned during daylight. The candles were on the ground, but something was different. The melted wax had formed strange markings. A circle, as if 13 points had been connected. There is another, even more disturbing account. A man reportedly went there asking for financial prosperity. He was told that the 13 souls grant wishes, but always demand something in return. He lit 13 candles, made his request, and left. Weeks later, he obtained exactly what he had wanted, but he began having recurring dreams. He dreamed he was trapped inside an elevator, the air running out, 13 people around him, always embracing, always staring at him, and one phrase repeating, "You asked." One night, he woke up in the middle of the night, unable to breathe. His bedroom was hot, with a faint smell of smoke. On his nightstand, he found something he swears he had not placed there. A piece of melted white candle wax. Cemetery staff have never officially confirmed anything, but some say that on certain nights, especially near February 1st, visitors report a sudden sensation of heat, shortness of breath, and a distant sound, like an elevator arriving. There is no scientific proof. It may be suggestion. It may be urban legend. But those who have been there at night say one thing in common. The silence of that place is not empty. It is heavy, as if something is still waiting for someone to light 13 candles again.